Financial lessons I should have learned in school. Taxes. Welcome to Lesson 7 of the Financial Lessons Tax course. This lesson will focus on tax resolution. Tax resolution involves working with the IRS and your tax professional to resolve your tax debt. If you owe the IRS, you are not alone. Over 11.23 million Americans owe more than 125 billion in back taxes, penalties, and interest to the IRS. There are a few options if you owe the IRS, but for our purposes in this lesson, we will focus on the two most common: the payment plan, or installment plan as it's called, or the offer in compromise. Payment or installment plans can be enacted for different periods of time depending on your specific tax situation that determines which plan you qualify for. There are different types of payment plans. You have the short term, which is for individuals who can pay their tax liability in 180 days or less, or the long term, which is where the IRS gives you up to 72 months to pay your tax liability. There are setup costs involved, and it depends on how you plan to pay them, whether you're going to pay them through direct draft or by mailing in your payment or doing it on your own. And the setup costs are published on irs.gov. And if you have more than 1 year of tax liability, then the IRS does allow you to make revisions to your payment plan where you can consolidate those if you so choose. The second option that we will cover, but not the final option provided by the IRS, there are others, but these are the two most common. And this one is called the offer in compromise. It allows individuals and or businesses that are not in open bankruptcy to settle their tax debt for less than what they owe. There are eligibility requirements. The first is that you be up to date on your tax return filings or extensions. So another reason why it's important to not file your tax returns late and accrue back taxes that are owed. It also requires that the past 2 quarters of your tax deposits, if you're an employer, or that you be current on filing these in order to be eligible if you are a business. Considerations that can be made to determine your eligibility include your ability to pay, your income, your expenses, and your assets. All of these are used in the calculation to determine whether or not you qualify for the offer in compromise, and if so, how much. If you are rejected once you apply for the offer, you may appeal within 30 days. So in summary, if you owe the IRS, there are a few options you can take advantage of to be able to pay your tax liability or to lower your tax liability so that you can make those payments and get in good standing with the IRS. You have the option of a payment plan or working with a tax professional to create an offer in compromise, which I would suggest because they can be very intricate and very nuanced, and you don't want to do it alone.